Good Saturday morning, everybody. Wanted to do another quick update on the Big Brother 27 house. Well, after my roast of Keanu video last night, things only got worse for the guy. So I'm afraid I'm not done talking crap about him just yet. Sorry, Keanu stans. But his wannabe BFF Vince did in fact nominate Keanu and Ava last night for eviction. Then the veto queen, Morgan, likely sealed Keanu's fate by once again winning a veto for the fourth time this season. This time it was the tiny veto. Morgan winning also made sure that any plans discussed by Ava, Keanu, Ashley, that if Ashley wins the veto, she can use the veto so Morgan can go up. Well, those are now dead in the water thanks to Morgan winning the veto. For Keanu, though, I think he really sealed his own fate a long time ago when he became Vince's bitch over and over again. For no reason other than maybe because he thinks women are dumb and wouldn't listen to them. Shout out to an OG subscriber here on the channel, Ray, who in the comments yesterday said, like, low-key, Keanu is giving thirsty bottom vibes, like, WTF. Why do you keep asking this man to pick you? I know some rooting for Keanu in the comments thought that comment was crude, but I thought it was hilarious and accurate. Because Vince has screwed Keanu over and over again this season, and Keanu has just took it over and over again. And frankly, kept asking for more. It's why I said last night, that's the reason Vince treats Keanu the way he does. It's because Keanu lets Vince screw him over and over and never does anything about it. I guess maybe Keanu really thought he taught Vince a lesson back when he won HOH and he was going to teach Vince a lesson. But really, Vince taught Keanu a lesson. And that lesson being he should have been trying to get Vince out that week, for sure. It would have opened up the game so much if Keanu would have tried to actually get Vince out that week rather than just teach him a lesson. But now, once again, Keanu is feeling sorry for himself on the feeds. How could Vince do this to him? He won't vote Vince to win after this because he was so loyal to Vince. But man, Vince showed Keanu months ago that he wasn't going to stay loyal. Back when he voted out Adrian and blindsided Keanu, he should have known that Vince wasn't going to be loyal. And now Keanu realizing that Rachel was right and Rachel was his only real ally trying to give him real info. Yeah, he should have listened. It has become poetic justice with this truly obtuse cast of newbies that Rachel's words are coming back to haunt them. Early in the game, Rachel tried to warn Kelly that Vince couldn't be trusted. And now she went out at his hand, sounding bitter on her way out. Rachel tried to tell Lauren not to use the veto on Vince that week. Now she joined jury. And now Keanu also realizes Rachel was right about Vince the whole time. And he is likely going at Vince's hand too. Though I will say for Lauren, back when she used the veto on Vince, I respected it then. And I still respect it now because at least for once in this game, she was playing her own game that week. So at least she tried 1 week. Was it the right decision in the long run? No. But at least she tried 1 week to play her own game. I'm not going to hate on that. What I am going to hate on, though, is Keanu saying that if he ever comes back to play again, he's not going to play like this. He's learned his lesson. And I don't know if I could believe it. Because he said this before this season, that he's learned his lesson with Vince, and then he did the same thing over and over. Maybe, I still don't think he's going to, because he's going to go out, he's going to be popular. Maybe he's not going to reflect on his time in the game if he ever does play again, or if he goes on the challenge and plays. Maybe he'll prove me wrong one day if he plays another game that he can actually play a smart game, but it's looking bleak, folks. As for Morgan, she was already thrilled Vince won HOH this week because it meant she would be surviving another round, and she would still be on the house on her birthday, which is tomorrow, I believe, which makes her a Virgo, I believe, which makes sense. It makes sense as to why she is so pushy about her own agendas that she thinks are right. She has really made this game hers over these past few weeks. She likely helped seal Keanu's fate this week, who she wanted out next. At this point, she certainly should be the front runner to win, which is why I do wonder when Vince will have the epiphany. Again, he's known this last week, but this week he seems to want to go to the end with Morgan, and I'm wondering when that epiphany is going to hit him again, that he probably shouldn't go to the end with her. But I think right now he's feeling forced. I really think Callie, of all people, did get in his head when she left the game, calling out his disloyalty in front of everyone. Vince even told Morgan last night about a lot of his early game lies, so he's coming clean about all his lies to Morgan, which makes me think he really does want to go to the end with Morgan. Ava is now trying to work Vince for the Final Four. I mean, it's definitely what Ava should do. She is trying to convince him that if Morgan wins HOH and he wins veto, he should keep Ava over Ashley. I mean, it's what Ava has to do. I don't know if Ava realizes, though, that she had this similar talk with him before this current HOH a couple nights ago to get Morgan out, and it fell on deaf ears, and he lied to her then like he has everyone else. But Ava does need to keep trying. Ava and Ashley do realize that the veto at Final Four means everything. It holds all the power. So Ava and Ashley are both trying to work Vince to keep them safe. Ashley also has Morgan, if need be, to take her to the end, although she doesn't think she can beat Morgan in the end, and she probably shouldn't beat Morgan in the end. Or, Ava and Ashley could just win the Final Four HOH and keep themselves safe, but they do have to beat Morgan in the final HOH comp, and I don't think they're feeling very confident about that. I honestly, with the run that Morgan is on, she could win Final Four HOH and the Final Four veto, because she is on a veto run. So we will see what happens the next round. As it stands, Vince really feels like he has to do damage control right now to go to Final 3 with the rest of the judges, so that maybe he can at least have Rachel, Will, and whoever leaves between Ashley and Morgan's vote. Next to Morgan, I have a hard time seeing him have the votes. Next to Ashley, I don't even know if he has the votes. If Ashley gives a great speech about how she created the judges to keep her and Will safe, and give her speech about how she's a lawyer that's been playing dumb, I like her chances to win the game. Ava could also win against Vince too. So yeah, Vince has his work cut out for him. I would rather Vince win over Ava. Personally, Ava is who I want out at Final Four. I don't respect her game. It would be perfect for me personally, from what I've been saying all season. Callie going, then Lauren, then Keanu, then Ava. That's like the perfect order for me personally. But yeah, as for this round, Keanu is looking like he's toast, and he did it to himself. Keanu stands, don't worry though. I do believe that Keanu might be the only player that can beat Rachel for America's Favorite Player. He has a lot of support on Facebook, on Instagram. And as I've said all season, America loves nothing more than a dummy. So I'm pretty sure he could very well beat her out for America's Favorite Player. But in the game, his bad social game might have finally caught up to him.